The fact I'm a football coach. It's a competitive thing. I despise for people to beat us.
To Elliott, who goes sweeping to the left side. Gets to the 20, loose to the 30, to the 40, down the left side to the 50 goes Elliott. He's going to take it to the house. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Ezekiel Elliott. 85 yards. Back is Dorsey to throw. And he throws it in the end zone. It's incomplete. The Buckeyes win the national championship.
It's Everything Buckeye Nation, the voice of the fans, with your hosts, Jake Smith and Corey Boyd.
Let's go. Yeah. Welcome in, everybody. Happy December. This is the Everything Buckeye Nation show, a Producer G production on Fan Chat Nation. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm your host, Jake Smith. Next to me, as always, Corey W. Boyd. And Producer G over there running the ship. How we doing, folks?
Woosah, had a little technical difficulties. The team up north was trying to get into our feed.
Trying to get us down.
They were trying to shut us down because of that pathetic showing they showed last week. I'm going in already. I warned everybody and all their pathetic fans who was talking all that mess that I heard.
That's a nice word for it.
Mess. I'm not going to say the real word. I'm going to keep it clean.
Sure.
All that mess I heard coming up. This is their time. This is it. We're coming. Go blue. All that are.
Go blue, huh?
All of it. I heard it all. I heard it, Jake. I heard it. They tried to take this feed down. They wanted us to start late. They didn't want us to talk about the Big Ten championship. They didn't want to hear it, but guess what? They're going to hear it. They got the butt whooping they deserved, and they're going to hear my mouth until next year. I'll be walking down the street. It'll be a random day in August, and I'll say, guess what? You got beat down, and we hung 60 on you.
Oh, man. What a week it has been, soaking in all of the positivity flowing from that monster win over our rivals. Appreciate everybody tuning in here. Hop in the comments section. Where are you watching from? Brian Schwelling, OH. Everybody giving him an IO. Carrie Lynn in here. As always, David Campbell, Carl Pavey, Laura BP, Eddie Stats, David Campbell. Man, everybody's in the building tonight. It's a big one. Ohio State, of course, will be playing in about a little over an hour for the Big Ten Championship with the Northwestern Wildcats. We'll get to that. But for now, we're going to talk about the Buckeyes and running all over the rivals last week because we missed the show on Tuesday. Sorry about that. Had some stuff going on.
But we are here now.
We're here now, so let's talk about it.
And if you're on our YouTube, we appreciate it. We got some comments here on YouTube. Brian says OH. I say IO.
IO, Brian.
And if you're on our YouTube, make sure you subscribe to Everything Buckeye Nation. We will be doing the play-by-play right after this, so stay with us.
Hang tight.
On Everything Buckeye Nation YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Jordan Williams say, hey, let's go Bucks.
Hey.
Jeff Hillman says, from what I've seen from Jake Fromm, Haskins would shred this Alabama defense, and he says in capitals, don't at me.
Don't at him.
And Brian says they're still bragging about their wins from 1890 to 1905.
Isn't that funny?
LOL.
I mean, they have a losing record against the Buckeyes in the last century, so here we are. You know, go ahead and talk about all those championships you won.
Yes.
So a stat that I really enjoyed seeing after the Buckeyes put up 62 on the number one ranked defense in the country was that the last time, that was the most points allowed in a regulation game by the Wolverines ever. The last team to put up that many points, we surpassed them, but it was like 1892 against Cornell. That was the last team to put up that many points in a regulation game, I should say. Illinois put up like 65, but it was triple overtime a few years ago. Oh, my goodness. The Buckeyes come away, of course, if you've been living under a rock. 62-39. Initial reactions, I mean.
That game was beautiful.
Oh, my goodness.
Just beautiful. And if you was with us, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I am an honest person. I try to be as honest as I can.
Sure.
I can't say I seen that coming. I can't say, we're going to come in and put up 62. I can't say I seen that coming.
No, I mean, I was confident in our offense, but I don't think anybody predicted 62. Also, let us know in the comments what is going on in the Alabama-Georgia game. Appreciate you keeping us up to date. We don't have the game on in the studio, so let us know. And we'll see how that goes. Obviously, Oklahoma won earlier today, but I didn't think they did it in dominant enough fashion to make their stamp there in no matter what. The door is still open. It's a small crack, but it's open. The Buckeyes still have an opportunity to do it tonight and get into the playoffs. We'll talk about that later, but let us know. Brian Hartley says 28-21 Georgia right now. Carrie Lynn Bama is trash. Oh.
And what I hate about this is good old Alabama, they can do no wrong.
No.
So no matter what happens, they're in.
And we were talking about
what
that.
happens now. It's too close now. When we were watching, I said, now I want it to be like 63-14.
Who? Georgia.
Now I want it to be 63-14, so I can see the committee shuffle and stumble over their words and try to make an excuse to put them in. But now it's too close, and they're going to go, well, Georgia's good, and
that's a quality loss.
That's a quality loss, and they're in the SEC, and they lost to LSU, who's 8-4. Shut up. Stop it.
Well, and we were talking about this earlier, and here's what I don't understand. They're not going to look at it this way, but this is the postseason, right? Nobody else is playing today unless it's a conference championship or a game made up because it got canceled earlier in the season, like due to a hurricane or something like that. This is the postseason. you can't lose in the postseason and advance. If you get beat in your conference title game in the postseason, sorry, see you later. There hasn't been, in the 4 years of the playoff, there has not been a team to lose their conference title game and still make the playoff. Now, last year, Alabama didn't even play in the game and got in. The year before that, Ohio State didn't even play in the conference title game and still got in. But this is different. Be curious to see what the committee does, considering this is the postseason. If Bama gets beat, they shouldn't advance. You lost in the postseason. Season's over. But let's be honest. Alabama's the media darling. Tua Tagovailoa is supposed to win the Heisman, and he's, 5 for 17, 2 picks, 70 yards, something like that?
And I understand. I try to be honest and fair as I can. I really do. But he's not putting up a Heisman performance.
No.
Okay? He's playing like utter garbage. And let's be honest, okay? Just like the team up north came into our stadium thinking they were going to win, they thought they were going to win. Let's keep it 100. They said, we have this in the bag. All we have to do is show up, play a little defense like we know we can.
Number one defense in the
Maryland just put up 51 points. McFarland ran for 299 yards. Corey Boyd on Everything Buckeye Nation. He threw a rant of all rants. We have this in the bag. And then Ohio State beat the piss out of us. Okay? Let's say it how it is. Now, I'm a Buckeye fan. I know people are going to say, oh, you're a Buckeye fan. You're just being biased. A little bit. But let's be honest. Oklahoma won. Good for them. They did what they're supposed to do.
Yep.
Now, if Alabama won, okay, I wouldn't say anything. If Clemson won, I wouldn't say anything. And if Ohio State came out and looked like doo-doo water against Northwestern, okay, and won by 3 points, what am I going to say?
We should be in.
Absolutely nothing. We don't deserve to go.
But the door is open.
Now, if we do a Wisconsin and beat the pants off of them, don't come with me with that, well, Alabama is Alabama. I don't want to hear it. Not at all.
Well, we'll see. Pretty much everything will be answered tomorrow at noon, and we'll see. It's 7 o'clock right now, so the games will be over by midnight tonight, and you can make your own conclusions. Linda Massey, hello from Ohio. Brian Schwelling, David Campbell. I know I saw my guy Brad Dillon in here. There he is. Shout out Brad Dillon, Brian Schwelling. Appreciate everybody in the comment section on Facebook. If you would take the time, check out our YouTube page, Everything Buckeye Nation. Hit us with that subscribe. We're trying to grow it up.
And Brian's over on YouTube. He's letting us know 28-21 in the fourth quarter for Georgia. And he says Bama is too much of a powerhouse for money reasons. Well, he does make a very good point.
That's a good point, but that's also a reason why I think Ohio State has a little bit more than people think. A little bit more of a bargaining chip, coming into the playoff, because nobody watches more football than Buckeye fans. I mean, the Ohio State Wolverine game last Saturday was the most watched college football game on Fox ever. And now, granted, it's a big game, of course, 4 versus 10. The Buckeyes were at 10, and everybody wants to watch the game, but people watch the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes travel. Anywhere you're going to put them, they're going to be there. So we'll see. Current status of college football, the Buckeyes are up to number 6 after beating the Wolverines last week. Number 1, Bama seems to be in a dog fight. No pun intended.
Beat down the
Clemson's probably going to beat the piss out of Pittsburgh tonight, but who knows? Maybe our guy Pat Narduzzi, formerly at Michigan State, will draw up a nice game plan, and we'll see. Notre Dame not playing, of course, because they're not in a conference, which for some reason they get rewarded by not being in a conference or playing in a conference title. And then number 4, Georgia, playing right now with Bama. Oklahoma took care of business today, but I don't think they were world beaters. They looked pretty good, but Texas really kind of threw that game away with a ridiculous amount of penalties and stupid mistakes down the stretch. So I don't think Oklahoma did enough to stamp it. Boom, they're in. I don't think so. So we'll see, what Ohio State has to do. What do they have to do tonight to make the playoff? It's pretty simple. Just beat the piss out of Northwestern. Make a statement. Offense, defense, special teams. We belong in the top 4. And let them talk about it. We'll see. That's all we can do is make the good thing is we have the final statement tonight. Clemson's going to be beating the crap out of Pittsburgh. That's the only other 8 o'clock game that matters.
Yep.
And Ohio State will get the last showing. They get the last opportunity to show the committee, do we belong in the top 4, and make them talk about it.
It's kind of like an interview for a job.
Yeah.
You want to be last.
Oh, yeah.
You want to be the last
First or
candidate.
last.
First or last. First impression, last impression. Oklahoma got the first impression. We get the last
pretty well,
impression.
but
You're not in the middle. We're not murky. Whoa, what happened to him? No, you're last. We get the last impression to do our job. Either we do it or not. We have to show up. That same offense that came out last week needs to come out tonight. Let's not take 2 steps backwards.
Well, and hey, how Tua's playing tonight, maybe Haskins has a little bit more of some juice today, wants to go out and put up 400 yards and 5 touchdowns and say, hey, I should be the Heisman Trophy winner.
I want to thank everybody on YouTube. Jeff Hillman says, college football, Bama Invitational. Grant says, Bama isn't playing too hot right now. And Julie Lawrence says, go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Thank you, everybody watching on everything Buckeye Nation on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and let us know where you are watching from. Are you here in Columbus, Ohio? Where are you at? Let us know.
Let us know.
Give you that shout out.
We appreciate that. Our guy Sean Eagleson is in the building here. Says the playoff needs to be 6 conference champs and 2 outright. We can talk some playoffs a little bit later. Brad Dillon, Texas had 13 penalties. That's not going to do it. Eddie Stat says we got to win big, 55-13. Brad thinks Pitt beats Clemson. That would be pretty sharp. And Zachary Knox, I got to agree with you here, man. Clear, very clear who the Big 12 wanted winning that game. I mean, I watched the whole game, every snap. It was pretty close all the way through, by team performance. But the Zebras certainly had their fair share. I mean, the game sealing touchdown was an illegal formation that the college football official referee came out and said, well, they should have been flagged because they had 6 guys in the backfield. It was a great one-handed catch, but shouldn't have counted. Anyways, all we can do tonight is just beat the piss out of Northwestern and see where it goes. I say we talk about a few more comments. I want to wrap up the game, talk about some stats, because we all know the game is a 365-day experience.
Yes, it is.
And with how we have fared of late, it's just enjoyable. We got to talk about it. We missed our show Tuesday, so we got to talk about it. But
I mean, where are all their fans at?
No, I don't know.
I mean, they were all in the mentions.
Awfully quiet.
I forget the one, but I forgot his name.
Johnny Wright.
I will give Johnny Wright respect.
Yep.
I will not disrespect him because he was in our play-by-play, and he had the guts, and he showed up, and he said, "You guys are good at." He said he made a good call. He said we got beat. He said there's nothing I can say. Big ups to Johnny Wright because he came in during the game. He didn't wait. He said, you guys beat us. There's nothing I can say. So shout out to Johnny Wright. He was the Team Up North fan who said, hey, we just got beat down.
He got us.
And I can give props to that. I respect
100%.
that. 100%.
Brian Schwelling watching from Warner Robins, Georgia. Now, Brian, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe pretty good Little League baseball team down there. Pretty sure about that. John Harbaugh is in the comments section. We got this. Let's get this win. Probably not the Ravens head coach. Kurt Michael back for more. Let's go, Buckeyes. Really enjoy the show, gentlemen. Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you.
AJ Damron, our guy in here, got my Lucky Elliott jersey on. Bud Light in my hand. Checking in from Jayville, Florida.
I like the superstition. Whatever you did last week,
do it.
Keep it rolling as you see us. The same fits as last week. Gotta keep it rolling.
I'm wearing a different jersey.
Are you? Oh, well, it looked the same. Whatever.
Randy Russell, fun fact, Clemson has never beat Pitt in their history. Wouldn't that be nice?
Hey.
John Harbaugh's in New Lexington, Ohio. Eric Wilson, Grand Junction, Colorado, baby. Linda Massey, Chillicothe, Ohio. Cody Morgan. Sorry, guys, if Georgia keeps playing like this, we will not get in. Or if Alabama beats Georgia, still won't get in. Good season, but we have no chance to get in. Well, there's a lot of football left tonight, and I don't like being that much of a downer this early in the evening. So it's all positivity here moving forward.
I want to give a shout out to Access Crow, who just subscribed to our Everything Buckeye Nation
Thank
YouTube
you, Access.
channel.
Let's go.
I hope I said it right, too. Shout out to Access Crow. And Sophie Yates asked, should Tua be pulled out? I'm not watching the game.
I'm not watching the game either, but if his stats are that bad, and they think Jalen Hurts can do a better job, then I guess throw him in there. I'd be surprised. Mikel Norman Sr., go Bucks from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Our guy fighting the good fight up there in enemy territory. Appreciate that. Ryan Schwelling says not too bad about the Little League team. He also says we need to put up 70 tonight and let the chips fall where they may. Sean Eagleson says Tua is hurt. Brian, no shame in the Rose Bowl. A lot of stuff. Talking Loveland, Colorado, Laura BP. Thomas Jones, do you think Northwestern dropping in the rankings this week hurt us even if we beat them? That's interesting, Thomas, because Northwestern played Illinois last week, and Illinois is pretty much garbage. And Northwestern had a lot of guys dinged up, so they rested a ton of their guys. Illinois scored a garbage time touchdown, and the score looked a lot closer than the actual game was. And they dropped Northwestern in the polls 2 spots for beating Illinois, but they rested their guys. It wasn't their best game, but I mean, you see LSU getting beat and staying at number 7 or so, but you're going to drop Northwestern for getting a win. I mean, I don't know, man. We will have to see. We'll have to see how it goes. A lot of comments in here, but Tua down again. It looks bad. Everybody's saying that is not what you want to hear. Everybody in the comments, Tua's down bad. He's done. Oh, God, man. Wow. That is ugly. Does that say good night, sweet prince, to the Heisman Trophy?
Yeah, if he's hurt, I don't see how he wins it. I mean, he can't play any more games.
I heard that about 10.
Even though this is the last technical game that you can,
right, because I think the Heisman Trophy presentation is next Saturday night. I heard something like that 10% of Heisman voters already have their ballots in. Why are you putting in your ballot before you see all the games? I don't understand that. I mean, everybody knows Tua was the favorite going into tonight.
Right.
So you got to think those votes are for Tua. Same thing happened before the Michigan game. I think something like 4 out of the 14 votes for Big Ten Player of the Year were already in before rivalry week. And it doesn't make any sense. And Dwayne Haskins wasn't on any of them. Now, it turns out he did win Player of the Year and Quarterback of the Year in the Big Ten, which rightfully so. Yeah. But why would you? I just don't understand that practice of putting in your ballots before you've seen all the games. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. I want to shout out some more comments on YouTube. I want to thank everybody watching on YouTube. They're echoing the same thing as our Facebook fans. Tua's down. Tua is out. So it has to be bad. Cody Young just said Hurts is in. And our guy Brian got you guys on the 60-inch.
Hey, Brian.
That's huge.
Hey, send us a DM, Brian. We'll hook you up with something, all right?
60.
I appreciate that.
60-inch. Not the iPhone, not the iPad,
nope.
Not the Android.
Not the laptop.
Not the laptop. He's got us on the main. He got us on the main deal. You were in the living room on the 60. Well, I got to make sure I'm on point. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Brian.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, well, let's wrap up this game over the Wolverines.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it, a nice 5-minute discussion, and then we'll get back to previewing the Big Ten title game tonight and talking a little bit about what's going on in college football. But come on, folks. Put yourself back in the mindset. Get back in it.
Yeah, put that in behind me. I'll say it today. Put it behind me.
They are behind us at this point. I mean, come on. After such a tumultuous season, let's go. Shawnee Weber in the comment
section.
Our guy, Mike Weber, he was in my bold predictions last week, 100 yards and a touchdown. He fulfilled it.
Yeah.
My guy, let's go. Thank you for joining the program, Shawnee. We appreciate you.
Brian Sherman says, what's up?
What up, Brian?
He's a top fan.
Top fan.
That's what it says.
I do see some top
fans here. Brian's a top fan. Laquan Caldwell's a top fan. Eddie Stats is a top fan.
Eddie Stats is a top fan. So is Zach Knox for sure.
Zach Knox. We like that. We appreciate you guys.
Hell yeah. Put yourself back in the shoes of yourself last Saturday at about, 3:30 p.m. where the game's still going on, but you know what's going to happen. I mean, the game's over. We're just sitting back, relaxing. We had a play-by-play going. We were watching live, which we'll bring you later tonight in about an hour or so when the Big Ten title game kicks off. We will be here live, so tune back in with us, and we'll be bringing the game and a little bit of the call.
It's going to be a late one.
It will be a late one. We'll be here late tonight, that's for sure, but that's okay. And Producer G is making a comment.
Yeah, I just want to jump in here on our YouTube channel for Fan Chat Nation. We have a few comments here. I want to appreciate you guys. Marty, who's checking us out from Mansfield. He said he's from Mansfield. Now he's in Oklahoma. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks.
Young Kids, the Midwest.
Oh,
these YouTube names are crazy out here.
I love the YouTube names, man.
He says that looks bad
probably talking about
Tua, but go Dogs, okay? Ken Davis says, I'm like Ohio State. All right. Thanks for that comment. We appreciate you guys for your comments there on Fan Chat Nation. Make sure you subscribe. We're also streaming on Everything Buckeye Nation YouTube channel. Thanks.
Thanks, G.
All right. Thanks, G. Appreciate you.
Whoa, bro. All right.
All right.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
You're saying my stuff here. You're a half second behind. Just like the entire Wolverine defense last Saturday. Segue back in. The Buckeyes put up 62 points on the nation's #1 defense, and it just so happened to be our arch rival. And boy, was that nice. I put in our initial reactions here. I didn't see that coming. We talked a little bit about it earlier. We're confident in the offense, of course, but 62. Oh, my God.
Ooh,
How nice.
I said 27.
Yeah, I had 31 in our score prediction. 567 total yards of offense, and we still we had 12 penalties for 150 yards. I mean, that set us way back. A ton of – I mean, we had dumb offensive penalties, and we had dumb defensive penalties, most normally on Damon Arnett in the secondary. I would be more than okay if he didn't play 1 second of tonight's game. Or really any time else for the Buckeyes.
Yeah,
for that.
I mean, we have to have somebody. Just anybody.
You know,
hey, anybody in the fans want to take a plane trip?
Anybody have eligibility in the comment section?
To Indianapolis, we can try to get you down there. We don't know if we have the pull, but we can try. If you got any cornerback experience.
Well, we got Shawnee Weber in the comments section. She can probably pull something for us. I hope so. We will see. And Shawnee, let us know, is Mike wearing 25 tonight, or is he wearing number 5 again? Let us know if you would, please. Appreciate that.
And Cheryl is in the YouTube.
Let's go.
My mom is in the YouTube. She says, hey, fellas, hope we have a repeat of last week. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks,
All
indeed.
right.
Go Bucks, indeed. Oh, man, they're bringing the cart out for Tua. That is just devastating.
But you know what? Jalen Hurts, this is his opportunity.
Sure is.
He got his pride taken from him, his position taken from him, his ego taken from him. He got outsmarted by Saban to not transfer. And
I can't believe he didn't transfer.
And this is his chance because Alabama will be put in playoffs.
Real quick, back on this Fan Chat Nation YouTube, Young Kids, the Midwest Messiah, wants to clarify. He says, it's me, Zach, LOL. That team up north chump had me blocked.
Damn.
Well, thanks for finding a way to reach us back there, Zach. Thank you.
Appreciate
Zach
you.
Knox or Zach Kaiser, let us know. Appreciate you. Comments in here. Brian says, what do you think broke Michigan's back? AJ Damron says, Harbaugh's wife. LMAO. I'm not sure what that means, but I'll take it. Brian Sherman says he runs a 8.440. Might as well put him back there. I mean, hell, why not? Why not? Man, oh man, that'd be something else. Take a look at the stat line here. Something I really, really enjoyed. It's just obviously the Saturday itself where we beat the Wolverines was just fantastic enough. But something on Sunday that made it even better for me. Just put the icing on the cake, cherry on top, whatever you want to say. They changed the official stats. Ohio State Athletics officially changed the stats. You may remember Paris Campbell took a jet sweep, 78 yards. Jim Harbaugh was pointing. He was out of bounds. He wasn't out of bounds. No. Paris Campbell, I mean, gets to the edge. See you later. You'll probably see a little bit of that tonight. On that play, it was ruled a run in the game, a 78-yard touchdown run in the game. And after the game, it reflected that. However, the next day, Sunday morning, they got a camera angle from Fox that shows that it was a shovel pass, one of them little pop passes. Now, say what you want about those pop passes where, it's a cheap way to get passing yards and passing touchdowns, but it's a forward pass. I mean, it is what it is.
If it counts for Tom Brady, it counts for Dwayne Haskins.
There you go.
That's all I got to say.
So the camera angle found it was indeed a forward shovel pass to Paris Campbell. So they took away the 78-yard touchdown run, and they gave Dwayne Haskins an additional 78 passing yards and another touchdown, putting his numbers at 396 yards and 6 touchdowns. Are you laughing at that?
Brian Schwell.
What is going on in here, man? Oh, God. Collies? Like the dog? Brian, what are you talking about, man? Come on.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Corey likes it. Damn.
That's hilarious.
What? Collies? Like the dog? Am I wrong here?
I think he's talking about the dog.
All right, well.
I guess the only thing I can think of.
Who knows? Could be. Either way, Dwayne Haskins threw for 396 yards and 6 touchdowns against the #1 pass defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
And also college football, too.
Yeah.
Not just the NFL. How about our guy Mike Weber? Only 13 carries, but 96 yards and a touchdown. It was clear he wanted the ball, and he was getting the tough yards there. You see him behind us right there. What a great game for Mike Weber. His last in the shoe, where he wore number 5, his childhood number, and a nice little speed option call for his touchdown in the red zone. Mm-hmm. It was the possession after we got the ball at like the 5-yard line, first and goal at the 5, and we put Tate Martell in and ran 3 straight times, and it didn't work. No. I was all for it. You were not, but I was.
I wasn't.
But I'll admit it didn't work, so they scrapped it. And
here's my only nitpick about the game. Now I know you won 62-39, and you're going to be nitpicky. Yep.
Is it the 39?
No, it's the play calling. Now,
really,
if you're going to put Tate Martell in, why Dwayne Haskins is hot, by the way, on fire.
He was.
It's not like we're struggling to score.
Sure.
It's not like we're only got 14 and we're scoring on every possession at this point. Why take them out? We're scoring, but if you're going to do it,
maybe it's just to show. God, I don't know.
If you're going to do it, my goodness, let's be a little bit more tricky. We're just going to draw Tate Martell 3 times. Just three runs.
Well, the first one was a draw.
Well, it wasn't.
The second
one was a read option.
The second down and third down were reads that he should have kept, and he would have
scored.
scored.
Oh my goodness!
So there you know. I mean, there you go.
And,
take him out.
Can the kid pass the ball?
Well, I'm pretty sure he can.
I know. It's a rhetorical question. I know he can pass the ball. Will you let him pass the ball? Because if he passes it, I guarantee you it's going to be wide open. Wide open. Let him pass it if you're going to put him in the game.
Maybe we see it tonight.
I know I'm being nitpicky, but I just want to kill teams, especially against a team up north. I want to kill them, and we did. We slaughtered them. Sure. But that's my only nitpicky part is that we were just running down the field. I didn't think it was a need for him to put him in there because at that point we were just rolling. But that's my only nitpicky part.
That's fine. I understand. And then the very next possession, we got down inside the 10-yard line in the red zone, and we ran and we kept Haskins in. We did a little speed option pitch to Mikey for the touchdown. I like that.
I didn't see that coming at all.
I got to give our boy Richard Lunt some props here. 20 past midnight in Liverpool, England, but representing for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Give that man something. I don't know what we got. There it is.
Thank you, Richard.
Yeah.
You are the man. Absolutely.
We got Liverpool, England in the comment section.
Enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show.
Yes.
I thought that was going to be the dodgeball. I don't know what kind of audio clips we got over there. You got to get that Young Jeezy for G. Man, that'll be nice. Thomas Jones had a good question. This is more of an off-season topic. In what order would you list Ohio State's top coaches? Woody Hayes, Jim Tressel, Urban Meyer. I'd probably go Woody, Urban, Tress.
Luke Fickell.
Oh, gee. Oh, what timing. Fantastic. We love it. All right, let's wrap up this Buckeye Wolverine game here. How about our guy, Chris Olave? True freshman. Are you kidding me? This kid had 5 catches on the season coming in. 5 catches on the entire season, and the only reason he's playing is because Austin Mack is hurt. That's the only reason he's in the ballgame. He only had 2 catches on Saturday, but they both went for touchdowns. 2 catches, 48 yards, 2 touchdowns. He did something else too, didn't he, Corey?
What did he do?
Well, they hit him on the blocked punt. They put Chris Olave in, and Coach Meyer said after the game, Greg Schiano specifically picked Chris Olave to play this one spot on the play because it's kind of a funky block that Urban said all week it's not going to work. It's not enough time. You're not going to get to him. Handpicked Chris Olave, has 2 touchdowns in the first half as a true freshman in the game. I mean, that's enough. Just even 1 touchdown is just enough to say this kid is an Ohio State legend. Will ever be in Ohio State lore. 2 touchdown grabs in the first half and then blocks a punt. 7 banks. It falls right into his hands. I mean,
right into
how
his
about
hands.
that? That kid, I mean, he might be still running.
He was gone. There was no way he was getting cut.
But what a play. I mean, just a outstanding game. Chris Olave, the true freshman. Urban said after the game, Buckeye Nation, you got a real one. Watch out for this kid. He is going to be a star. Brian Schwelling says he's faster than light. Carrie Lynn blocked the punt. She said he was the MVP. I got to say, I mean, 2 touchdowns, the blocked punt. I mean, he directly forced he directly had 21 points for the Buckeyes. I mean,
I can't
it's
argue.
Huge.
Can't argue with it at all. Not at all. I mean, he was big time. Last year, one of the biggest plays, Austin Mack.
Yep.
He arrived.
He filled in admirably for Austin. Paris Campbell had 6 grabs, 192 yards, and 2 touchdowns in his final game in the shoe. That 78-yard pass, of course, helped those numbers, but still ridiculous numbers. 192 yards and 2 scores in your senior day. Not too bad. My guy, KJ Hill, had 4 grabs, 51 yards, and a touchdown. Hit up the defense a little bit here. Tuff Borland played pretty well with 10 tackles. Jordan Fuller had 8 and an interception. Central Ohio native Malik Harrison, 7 tackles, 2 for loss. This is kind of he's kind of coming into his own with the freak athlete sort of model. Here at late in the season, Malik Harrison could have an enormous game tonight. It's kind of like the Darren Lee ascension.
To me, he started off everything. The beginning of the game, when we needed a big stop, who was it? Number 39.
Yep.
Malik Harrison. He started off the floodgates, and then once the floodgates got going, everybody played their part. Everybody took off. But when it was nip and tuck, when they were still in the game, when we needed a big play, number 39 showed up, and he showed out.
I mean, the Central Ohio kid, you got to love it. The Walnut Ridge product comes in. I mean, he made that play it was 2nd and 2. It was the second play of the game. Sacks the quarterback.
Huge.
The crowd, we got to give props to the crowd. I mean, the crowd in the shoe was absolutely insane all game. Great job by the fans. And Malik Harrison really started it off. He brought the energy with that sack. He had 7 tackles, 2 for loss. Brendan White had 5 tackles, another Central Ohio native with an interception.
I think Richard Lunt read your mind. I think he's psychic.
What did he say?
He said, not enough love for the O-line in that game.
Hey.
He read your mind.
Well, let's go ahead, and we'll go ahead and get to what do we got here? Brian's at the picture. Let's go.
Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
On the big screen.
Let's go. We gotta get Brian something.
Something funky about the green screen there.
He's got us on the 60-inch.
Yeah, Brian, we'll hook you up, brother. We appreciate
that.
you,
That is
man.
what I'm talking about.
That's fantastic.
And he's got a comment on YouTube. I got to read it. It says, obvious QB run when Tate goes in. They need him to pass.
Yeah, I mean, you got to pass, or otherwise everybody knows what's coming, and
My
that's
guy
not going to
Brian.
work.
That's
so,
my guy Brian.
We'll go ahead. Let's throw out our Buckeye leaves for the game. Richard Lunt definitely took the idea right out of my head. I said it was Chris Olave, true freshman, 2 receiving touchdowns on his 2 catches, and those were great plays. It wasn't just like he was wide open in the end zone and caught the ball. I mean, caught the ball on the crossing route, outrun the defense for the first one, and on the second one, it was one-on-one. He went up and got it. He made the play. Also blocks the punt. Leads to 3 touchdowns himself. True freshman Chris Olave. An honorable mention to the offensive line. Good call, Richard Lunt. Haskins, he had all day to throw. He was back there. They turned the game into 7-on-7 for Dwayne Haskins, which is when he is at his best. When he's getting hit and pressured, he's not great. When he's on the run, he's not fantastic. But when he can just have time to set and throw the ball, he might be the best, most accurate quarterback in college football.
And to his credit, what pocket quarterback is good under pressure? Not many.
Not a whole lot.
We seen what happened to Drew Brees on Thursday.
Yeah, sure enough.
Didn't look pretty.
So not only did Haskins have all day to throw the ball, the offense also ran for 171 rushing yards and against the number 1 defense in the country. I mean, shout out to the offensive line. We didn't talk bad about Isaiah Prince all day, which I didn't see coming. Malcolm Pringid, I think, had another personal foul penalty, which was 3 games in a row for him. That was frustrating. But really, everybody played well. And we'll talk a little bit more about the O-line later tonight because Demetrius Knox was injured in the game, and we will have a player making his first start at guard tonight. But we'll talk about that later.
We got a couple questions. Two top fan questions.
Hey.
I'm gonna start highlighting those.
Top fans.
Clyde Boyd says, "Do you think there will be emotional letdown?"
It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. I mean, anytime you beat your rival in that sort of environment, you're so high all week, everybody's telling you they love you, and you think you got an inferior opponent, definitely possible for a letdown. I would think this would be different because of what's at stake, but we haven't.
You never know.
No, not only do you never know, but especially this year.
This team, you never know. I can't say yes and I can't say no. Good question, though.
Great question.
And then Cody Morgan says, this is more of a statement. He said, but Tate is a very strong runner. Just because they see it coming doesn't mean they can't stop him. Dude's a beast. I mean, I need creativity. I mean, when you know you're going to run and the defense is geared up, I don't care how great you are, 1-on-11 is not going to work.
Right.
You just need a little creativity to give Tate a little more room, a little more juice to do his thing. If you give him an option to pass, then the defense has something to think about, even if it doesn't work. Sure. If he throws an incompletion, they'll go, oh, he might throw it. Okay, we got to back up a little bit here. Then his running ability will be that much more lethal.
Bingo.
Just throw it one time.
Let the kid throw the ball. He's a quarterback. We're not running the Wildcat with him, as a tailback or a slot receiver. Come on. Thomas Jones, I remember watching Paris Campbell in high school when he went up against my school in the playoffs. Wow, the kid is incredible. Still getting better and better. I saw a mock draft of next year's draft on, I think it was yesterday, I guess. And Paris Campbell was like the 16th pick. I mean, the dude's probably going to run the best 40 of any receiver at the combine. And I see him like a Tyreek Hill type of guy. Stretch the defense, fast as hell. He's not your go-to possession receiver, but that's okay. You don't have to be. You know what I mean? You feel me?
I feel you.
Man, this game's getting good. Eddie stats. Bama's ball, 28-28. 3 minutes left in the game.
And that's what happens when you have a capable backup.
Yep, sure does.
Ain't that something?
And if Georgia loses this game, they're out. Sorry. 2 losses, no conference title. Sorry. I don't care if they kept it close against Bama. Sorry about you.
Night. We got a couple on here on YouTube. Oh, Young Kids, the Midwest Messiah has made it over to the Everything Buckeye Nation page.
Who's that?
Young Kids, the Midwest Messiah.
The Midwest Messiah.
Gotta love it.
Shawnee says he is wearing number 5, by the way. Mike Weber will be wearing number 5 tonight.
He says Bama is now showing up, and he has a little sad emoji because Bama is on a roll.
Well, that's good for us.
And he says, quick question, what happened to EBSN? We are now Fan Chat Nation.
The old rebrand.
The rebrand. We're all the nation here. We're all fans. So if you haven't liked Fan Chat Nation, my man, Young Kids, the Midwest Messiah, that's a little long. I'm trying to make sure I get it right. Make sure you like us on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're all over. Subscribe, like, follow. We would appreciate it, and we appreciate you watching.
All right, let's get to tonight's game because we should wrap this up here shortly so we have time to set up the play-by-play.
I didn't get my Buckeye leaf.
Oh, shit.
Real quick. Haskins, just real quick. It's short and sweet. Haskins killed the team up north, did what he had to do.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Haskins. Let's go.
You got an honorable mention in there.
And Malik Harrison.
Bingo.
Honorable mention. Did his thing. And to me, Haskins had to come in after Barrett, who was undefeated against the team up north. He had to produce. You go in here and lose? His Twitter would have blew up. That's why Haskins is my guy.
Instead, he puts up 396 yards and 6 tutties on the number 1 pass defense in the country.
Sorry about your team up north. Go cry another river.
But not really.
All right, on to the game.
On to tonight's game. The Ohio State Buckeyes are in the Big Ten Championship tonight, folks. And they are playing the Northwestern Wildcats, in case you were unaware. Everybody's talking playoff. Well, we still got a game to play. And we have to dominate in this one because from the comments I'm seeing, it looks like Bama may just pull this one out, which would be good for Ohio State because Georgia will not be in with 2 losses and no conference titles. So that leaves it up. It's either Oklahoma or Ohio State. And Oklahoma did pretty well earlier today. They looked solid, but not enough to definitively say we are better than Ohio State. Ohio State has the last shot of the night, the final opportunity. Show the committee why we belong in the playoffs, so let's do it. Northwestern is 8-4 on the season, 8-1 in the Big Ten. They went 0-3 in non-conference play. A couple of horrible losses to Akron and Duke. It was Northwestern's first loss to a MAC team since the 1800s, I believe. Or maybe Akron's first win over a Big Ten team, something like that. But never like to see that. The other one was Notre Dame. That's not a bad loss. 8-1 in the Big Ten. They had some good wins, folks, at Michigan State, at Iowa, at Purdue, and they hosted Wisconsin and got the job done at home. I mean, those are 4 really good wins right there. They did lose to Duke and to Akron. The other 2 losses were to the Wolverines and to Notre Dame. So not a horrible season for the Wildcats. And I was talking to my dad about this today because he was pissed that Oklahoma gets to play Texas and we are stuck playing Northwestern when we couldn't get a better opponent from the West. And I explained to him, well, the Big 12, they've only got like 10 teams. They don't have East and West. Mm-hmm. They just have 10 teams. The top 2 teams play each other, which is why the number 15 team in the nation played the number 5 team in the nation, or whatever it was, 14, whatever Texas is. Mm-hmm. But so it's not like if we had the same scenario, we'd be playing the Wolverines tonight or we'd be playing Penn State again tonight. But that's not how it goes. Mm-hmm. We have to play. The reason we're not playing them is because we took care of Penn State, we took care of Michigan State, and we took care of the Wolverines. And now we're in the conference title game, and the team who took care of business in the West is who we play, and they're a solid team. So, you know, that was his kind of comment earlier, like, well, it sucks because they have Oklahoma at 5 and we're at 6, and they get to play the better team, and they get a chance to impress where we get kind of lowly Northwestern. Well, our resume speaks for itself. We have better wins. Mm-hmm. We have better stats, really. The only thing you can say is the loss. Now, the loss is bad, but it is what it is, and right now, Oklahoma's not in that 4th spot just yet. We got a chance to do it, folks. We have a chance. The offense of Northwestern is not very exciting, which is very good because this defense for the Buckeyes needs to step up and show who's boss tonight. 23.7 points per game, which is 108th in the country. 350 yards per game, 111th in the country. This is a game where Ohio State's defense should dominate. Better athletes. Should be better coaches. You have an opportunity. Take them down. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I think so. I mean, their offense is not very good. Their defense is better. 29th in points allowed per game, 21.7, and 370 yards allowed per game, 48. So not bad. They've got some experienced guys, but it really comes down to we're better than this team. Whoa. That's loud.
Sorry about that. Mike's a little loud here.
Well, I've been yapping for like 10 minutes, so go ahead.
You got your score? Or you're not going there yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. As far as the playoff goes, to me, if I'm going to be 100% honest, which I always am, I think the committee's mind is already made up.
Really?
To be honest with you, yeah, I think it's already made up. I think we have to do something out of this world to change their mind. As soon as Oklahoma won, they said they're in if Alabama wins. I think it's already in their head. I think Purdue and Maryland, they're like, bye-bye Ohio State. In their mind. I think that's in their head. That's just me.
Okay.
I think we have to do something extraordinary tonight to sway them. Michigan, they were like, oh. But you see what they did in the rankings.
Well, I think they just said, show us again.
They still said, not good enough yet. See what you can do. So we're going to have to do something extraordinary again tonight. So we can't have a 38-21 win. Mm-mm. That's not good enough.
Nope.
That's not good. That's not going to do it.
To get
it's
in
going to have to
to
be
the playoffs.
Yeah, to the playoffs. It's going to have to be something extraordinary. What we did last year, that won't work.
Nope.
Not at all. We're going to have to kill this team. We can't be high off last week like we are right here. We can be high off last week. They can't. They have to kill this team. If you're up 62 to whatever, there is no kneeling.
Nope. Not tonight.
You have to kill them because the committee, in their mind, they like Oklahoma. In my opinion, we have to kill them.
I mean, yeah, it comes down to
because
needs to be
because of Purdue and Maryland. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it needs to be a 4-touchdown win. Let us know in the comment section your score prediction for tonight's game and a bold prediction about a player.
Woohoo! I can't wait to read this comment on YouTube.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
I like it already. I don't know what it is. I don't have YouTube pulled up.
You'll like it.
I appreciate it. Bradley Ashford says Bama might have just won. Fromm may have fumbled. Cody Morgan, 49-13. It looks like Bama's going to win, so George is out. So here we are. It is what we thought it was. It's Ohio State and Oklahoma coming down to the 4th spot in the playoff. Oklahoma did pretty well earlier today. Ohio State, that door is just slightly cracked open. There's still an opportunity. It ain't over yet, but it's got to happen tonight. So let us know your bold predictions in the comment section, score predictions, and everything. Go ahead and read that comment, and we'll hit on the.
I'm going to shorten his name a little bit. I'm going to go Young Kiz. He says 82-14.
Oh my!
He says I'm calling the dream. Buckeyes 800 yards of offense. That's bold.
Sign me up.
Sign me up. I like it.
82 to 14. Holy smokes. How does that happen? Well, I mean, I'd be all right with it.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Jeff Hillman. Oh, okay. I thought he said something good. Okay. Well, it's still funny, though. I thought he said Damian Arnett did something good. But he says 52-21, bold prediction, Damian Arnett gets left in Indianapolis.
Oh, please.
First, I thought he said he did an interception or something.
No. Damon Arnett. How many pass interferences on Arnett tonight?
6.
I say 2.
6.
I say 2. All right. Kerry Lynn, 59-3 Buckeyes. Zach Knox, 77-35. 77-35 might do it. 35 seems high, but that might do it. Ben Polly, 62-13. I like that one a whole lot. Thomas Jones, Ohio State has beat better teams than Oklahoma. Oklahoma has a better offense, but Ohio State has a better defense. Julie Lawrence, 52-14. Eddie Stats thinks it's a low scoring. Ohio State, 26. Northwestern, 17. Brian Schwelling, 70-14. Woo, that's a big one. Richard Lunt, 30-21. Eddie Stats has Paris Campbell going for another 2 scores. Zach Knox, 96-12. That's bold. We asked for bold.
Wow.
Kerry says Chris Olave gets 3 tutties, and we get a pick 6. Shawnee Weber, 42-7. Jay Baxter, 44-17. And Gino says we got a 70 spot coming right up. All right, let's get to ours. We'll wrap this up, and we'll be back. My score prediction tonight is 45-17. I think the Buckeyes win by 4 touchdowns. I think it's just enough. Maybe a late score by Northwestern gets them to 17, but that is going to do it, I think, and I think the Buckeyes squeak in. I'm thinking positive. I'm speaking it into existence. Everybody says, do we really want to play Bama? You want to play for a shot at the national championship. I don't want to play the Washington Huskies in the Rose Bowl. We'll beat the piss out of them. Haskins probably won't play. He'll go pro. It'll be the Tate Martell show. I don't even want to think about it. So Ohio State 45, Northwestern 17. Buckeyes sneak in to the playoff. They get that final spot. I have J.K. Dobbins going for 100 yards and 2 scores. Terry McLaurin, Paris Campbell, and Johnny Dixon all scoring a touchdown. 1 touchdown each for those boys. My guys, Terry, Paris, and Johnny.
I got 56-21. Ohio State wins. I got Dobbins and Weber both going for 100.
Ooh.
I got both backs eating today. They usually alternate. I'm going both backs, going for 100. 56-21 Buckeyes.
Shawnee Weber says she's got Mikey going for 102 scores. I would love to see it. You say both backs go for 100. That would be delightful. Zach Knox says Haskins would pick Bama apart. And Kerry Lynn, I want Bama to shut the SEC up. Jay Baxter, be positive, man. Let's go. This is, until 12, maybe 15 p.m. tomorrow, we can think positive and we can be in the playoff, and then maybe they'll let us know. Maybe we do enough tonight. The door is open, folks. The door is open, and it's Ohio State's job to bust it down and put themselves in the college football playoff. So that's going to do it for this little pregame show. We appreciate you joining us tonight, whether it be here, Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube. Everything Buckeye Nation is the page. Give us a like, a share, subscribe. We'll be back in about 20 minutes or so, maybe a touch after 20 to 30 minutes for the live play-by-play watch party game thread. You name it.
YouTube.
We will be here, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We appreciate you. Corey Boyd, Producer G. I'm Jake Smith. We'll see you in a half hour. Go Bucks. Beat Northwestern. OH.
I.
See you, folks.
Yeah.